Bubbly!
Sure.
It's Monday.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting week. We've got a work experience with us this week, so there'll be a lot of stuff off camera that we can't really show you. But yeah, we've got a couple of meetings, haven't we? I'm doing some UK Game Fund applications again, round 21.
No Tommy! I didn't hear no bell. One more round.
Hopefully some Skystead stuff this week, which I didn't get a chance to do last week. And then Xbox Hexseed as well. I'm all over the place, basically.
Yeah, we've got a lot of DLC work as well, so I'll be catching up with the Wood Up Music DLC that's fallen behind a little bit, as well as QAing the Jigsaw DLC that Jack's got ready for next week, and then Jack's going to be working on the next Boxes DLC as well.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, okay, so I've been super busy. Yesterday was essentially I was doing some more grant stuff. I think maybe Lee can put a bit of the video on screen. Essentially another round of UK Games funding that we got invited to. Yeah, it's a lot. I've basically spent four or 5 days in the last week and a half working on grant funding and not actually been able to do any programming. But today, programming. So Hexseed on Xbox, we're getting there. We've finally got Stella working, which is one of the DLCs, the first DLC that you unlock. And that's super important. It means that like the entire like business model now works. So that only works for this one specific development account that we've got in this particular sandbox, but we can demonstrate that it actually works. So we can go forward confidently. I think that's pretty much it for this. I think there's a bit of QA that we need to do. But yeah, we're pretty much there. I'm just going to package this up and yeah.
So we're working on the bomb escape room stuff, so I've seen this before, this keypad error codes. But I went ahead and split up some of the other clues and stuff onto different paper and just take them out of the room for now, because as you can see there's already marks in this room. So this room needs repainting, redecorating, never mind just for the escape room. So any damage that's caused by the tape will be fine. But yeah, all the stuff's in here hopefully. Been going through quite a lot. I created a couple of new puzzles, as I said I would, for to replace using this too many times. So we've got obviously a new clock. The idea being we'll have some actual physical clocks in the room, not just on the paper. Same again over here with this one, sort of pressure valve readings. So we'll have something with pressure valves on it. But yeah, that's set up. I want to double check all the bits on the actual bomb itself, which I've been going through as well, just to make sure that everything's ready, and then hopefully it's ready for some playtest tomorrow.
Okay, so I've been continuing work on the board game DLC. As you can see here, it's coming on quite well. It was getting a little bit daunting having to sort of rebuild the world from this sort of little basement scene that I'd built a couple of weeks ago, but it's coming along quite nicely now. I think the stream where I made the sort of characters, the D&D characters, really helped me give me a sense of scale of how I want to approach this. However, the only problem is that I've built these board games so that there can be quite a few actually on the table, but now the actual D&D characters are a bit big. I'm not sure how I'm going to work that into the scene yet. I think I'll come back to it once I've done this side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm working on the chessboard box here. I thought it'd be quite cool to include some boxes because I don't want to just fill up the whole board with games. Otherwise, well, no one will be able to play any games. There'll be too many things in the way. So you can see here, I'm sort of laying out the box here. I'll put some like extra sort of like dividers in there to show how the pieces go in and things like that. But after that, I'm not entirely sure. I know they had some suggestions of some games earlier, so I might include those. But I want to see how much room I've actually got first once I've included some clutter around here. So.
Okay, cool. So I'm uploading the Xbox build to the Microsoft store for Hexseed, but while that's going on, I'm just playing around with these boards. So essentially, I've got more equipment at home now, so when I'm 3D printing these, the quality should be a lot better. I've got an AMS, one of the features is that it dries the filament before you use it, so it's a lot less stringy and just the quality is a lot better. But I've been playing around with the pegs. This is the new board that I printed compared to the old board. You can see this one's quite broken anyway, so we can't use this. But it seems a bit loose. It's like some of the pegs in some locations are just super loose and not satisfying to put in. Like this one is barely, it's just like wobbling in place. Where some of these are a bit more, there's a bit more like you have to press it in to get it to lock in, which feels a lot better. So I think I'm going to have to play around with the tolerances a little bit and then see if I can get it neatened up to make it as satisfying as possible.
So as you see on the CCTV, me and Jack were playing the full game in here. Again, I showed off how these stuck to the wall. There are some notes, obviously these need to be doing properly. But there were some issues, but they were all very, very minor. So such as Jack got hung up on this because it's error code 2, but you saw the 6-digit code for this puzzle. So he went ahead and spent like 10 minutes on it, but he wasn't onto error code 2 yet. So making this more obvious on this one. Again, this will be completely redone anyway, so that's not a problem. And here as well, this is a clue for putting in the high pressure reading last, but that wasn't very clear. If you read it now, you can tell it's not very clear for that. So I've reworded this as well. And again, engineer level, this is just fluff information, but Jack was reading that as like, what order I should be doing it in, do level 1, level 2, level 3. So I'm going ahead and change this wording on the document as well, like stage 1, stage 2, to link up with the actual puzzle. But yeah, overall, quite promising. I think we're at a stage where we think all the actual game flow works really well. It's just a case of filling this room with stuff. So Rob's going to order a big locker system. I think we're going to move the padlocks that are on here from these onto the lockers, and then these will be inside the lockers with extra information that may be needed for that stage. And that should hopefully make the floor a bit nicer.
Okay, we've just got a delivery. So some stuff for the escape room that Lee's requested. We've got this folder thing. I haven't actually done the escape room stuff yet, so I don't know what this is for.
Find out.
You know what it's for though. And we've got some clocks, so very thematic, sort of like old-timey clocks. We've got 6 of them, all in that box there. What else was there? Oh, there was some more padlocks as well.
Yeah.
Which should be all right. I think there's one more thing that's going to arrive today, which is big lockers, so that should be fun. Okay, so Xbox has actually been sent off to certification, so all the store pages, all the pricing, and the trailer. So one of the things that we did have to change was add the this little intro sound effect that I'm sure you're familiar with, and at the end as well. So Lee's gone ahead and done that. It was an issue that was automatically flagged for us. But yeah, it's all sent off. I've contacted Xbox to basically say that we've sent things for submission as well as one DLC. And yeah, fingers crossed we'll hear back. We don't know how long it takes or anything like that, or any of the gotchas that we just aren't aware of. But yeah, it's all done. Hexseed and Xbox is sent away, which is really good. Yeah, which finally leaves me time to work on Sky's Dead Ranch. So the big update that we want to do is this Beach Island update that Laura, finished just before she left us. I think Jack needed to do some texturing on it as well, so I'm gonna be working on that. Fingers crossed we want to get this update out in the summer period, because it makes sense for the Beach Island update, right? And yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna try and crack on. It's been a while since I've worked on it, so I've probably forgotten everything, but it should be okay. Should be okay. Okay, so the lockers have arrived. It's very, very heavy. It was like 46 kilograms the package, and the instructions are just the worst. That's a lot. There's a lot of work. You alright?
It's been a day of more Woloop. This is a rhythm game level. It's not Guitar Hero, I promise. Looks alright. I'm not too happy with the top of it. I think the scale gets a bit too tight. Yeah, it's just a bit of inconsistencies, but we'll see what the guys think when they test it, and I can always go ahead and I might end up remaking this level if it is too much of a problem. But that's fine. But it's not the only one I've made today. I've made some good progress. Started this one, bit of a smaller one, but also a bit more artistic, quite nice. And there's also one route, so there's only one route for the whole level, which is always something fun to try. And then finally got the music sheet done. It did take a long time, because obviously all these lines are perfectly straight, all the music notes are perfectly aligned. But the end result is really nice. I quite like the different color coded notes as well. And yeah, hopefully this music sheet is correct. It is as far as I can tell, but I'm not musically trained. But yeah. Don't know if Rob showed this off, but he finished building the lockers. Obviously, first thing you can see that's wrong with them is these padlocks that we got for the boxes. They're too large. They don't really fit, and they're only able to get that around the hole. So Rob's on this little temporary solution, obviously, using cable ties. But this isn't what we're going to be sitting with, obviously. It's just for, again, more testing purposes. Because of these codes that were on the bombs, I've now attached to the lockers. Probably changing these to people's names, etc. So make it more thematic. And yeah, this is the room pretty much set up. This does need to go in there. There we go. But yeah, got the lockbox. There is a key now hidden in this room. Got the clocks on the wall. Just held up the command strips for now. But yeah, they're all set. Rob did that, thank you very much, Rob. And yeah, everything's all set up. Made it looking more like an actual escape room now, which is great. reprinted this just because now the clocks are ready. So yeah, give this another go and we'll see how it works.
A few moments later.
Okay, so the Jigsaw DLC is coming along really well now. You can see here I did finish off the Jenga tower. I made it crash down. I thought it would look a bit more dynamic rather than just having a full tower built here. I wanted to make sure it didn't take up too much room, so although I don't think the falling pattern of the blocks makes much sense, it's sort of surrounding the whole thing, I didn't want it to come on this section here because I wanted to build another board game here, which I think I'm going to do Buckaroo or something like that. A bit more of a vertical sized one. But I took a little break from doing the board games and I continued with the D&D section, which has come along really well. I'm just finishing off pretty much the little bits now. So you can see here I've done a few little goblin characters and a warg supporting the big wizard boss, and now I'm building some terrain. The biggest part of this is definitely going to be building the actual base plate, which is going to be done in pixel art. So I'm going to actually draw out a whole map to put on the bottom. You'll only be able to see half of it typically when you're actually looking at the whole world, but when you're building the other individual levels, you should be able to see portions of it. So that's definitely going to take the longest bit. But a bit of a change for the day. I'm also working on some Skystad stuff. So Rob's getting ready to import the Beach Island stuff into Unity. I need to make sure everything's ready to go. So there's a few things that still need doing, such as splitting up this section here of the island, which is sort of the borders you need to breaking up into individual pieces and exporting, and just overall making some few tweaks. I think Rob wants these shrinking down as well, so they're a bit easy to walk up, little things like that. But I think that'll be primarily next week's problem. I've done a few things like split up the borders, but as for now, I am just getting ready to make this beach island finished off.
Guys,
Hello!
Friday.
It is Friday. Sorry, I can't remember that. Yeah, by the time this video comes out, the Jigsaw DLC should be out now for Cunning Pixels, and the week after that will be the Voxels DLC, which is Board Game Party, and I think, I'm not sure what the time frame is, but I think we'll loop straight after that. And the Steam sale's long.
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks to all people who tuned into the stream that will have been later today.
Yes.
Yep. And yeah, thanks to Kim and Tiana, because they're going to be testing the bombs and stuff.
That,
Yeah. And thanks to Anthony, who's work experience. Yeah, work experience for this week. It was great.